Elon Musk is an entrepreneur, businessman, inventor, engineer, and one of the most influential and important business magnates of his time. In 2016, Forbes magazine ranked Musk 21st on their list of the world's most powerful people, and he is also one of the wealthiest people in the world, estimated to be worth over $15 billion. He is most well known for being a co-founder and CEO of Tesla, Inc., an automotive and solar panel manufacturing and energy storage company specializing in electric cars, lithium-ion batteries, and residential solar panels. Musk first became a multimillionaire when he sold his startup company, Zip2, which provided and licensed city guide software to Compaq Computer in 1999. He also co-founded PayPal, now one of the largest online payments companies, is the co-chairman of OpenAI, a nonprofit artificial intelligence research company, is chairman of SolarCity, a solar energy company, is co-founder and CEO of Neuralink, a neurotechnology company, and is the founder, CEO, and CTO of SpaceX, an aerospace manufacturing and space transport company with the goals of making the colonization of Mars possible. Musk claims that his main current business pursuits, SolarCity, Tesla, and SpaceX, are fueled by his mission to change the world, improve the health of the environment, and reduce global warming through the expansion of sustainable energies. Elon Musk was born in Pretoria, Transvaal, South Africa on June 28, 1971. He was the first of 3 children, with his brother Kimball, born in 1972, and his sister Tosca, born in 1974. His mother, May Musk, is a model and dietitian who was born in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, but raised in Pretoria, South Africa from the age of 2. His father, Elon Musk, was a South African electromechanical engineer as well as a pilot and sailor. His paternal grandfather was British, and his maternal grandmother was from Minnesota, USA. Errol and May Musk divorced in 1980, and from then on, Elon lived mostly with his father in the suburbs of Pretoria. Around the same time, Elon developed an enthusiasm for computers. The family had a Commodore VIC-20, an early 8-bit home computer, and with it, he taught himself computer programming. At the age of 12, he created a video game called Blastar and sold it to PC and Office Technology magazine for about $500. As a child, Elon was very introverted and an avid reader, fascinated with science fiction authors such as Robert Heinlein, Isaac Asimov, and Douglas Adams. These books would later influence his entrepreneurial and technological pursuits. Throughout his youth, he faced severe bullying, on one occasion being thrown down a flight of stairs and beaten so badly by a group of boys that he lost consciousness and had to be hospitalized. Years later, Musk told Vogue magazine, South Africa was quite a violent place. There was a level of violence growing up that wouldn't be tolerated in any American school. There were a couple of gangs that were pretty evil, and they picked their victims, and I was one of them. Musk attended private schools during his grade school years. He attended Waterkloof House Preparatory School and graduated from Pretoria Boys High School. During this time, military service was compulsory for all white South African men, but Musk was unwilling to uphold the apartheid laws as a military serviceman and so decided to leave South Africa for Canada in June 1989, just days before his 18th birthday. During an interview in 2007, Musk said, I don't have an issue with serving in the military per se, but serving in the South African Army, suppressing black people, just didn't seem like a really good way to spend time. He was able to obtain Canadian citizenship through his Canadian-born mother and began attending Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, where he studied for 2 years. While at Queen's, he met and courted Justine Musk, who he would later go on to marry and have 5 children with, a set of twins and a set of triplets. In 1992, he received a scholarship offer and transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. He graduated in 1995 with both a Bachelor of Science degree in physics from the University of Pennsylvania's College of Arts and Sciences and a Bachelor of Science in economics from the Wharton School of Business. During his years there, he befriended fellow future entrepreneur Adeo Ressi. Ressi has since become founder of the Founder Institute, a startup launch program and business incubator, as well as the creator of The Funded, a review site for venture capital investment firms. Together, as students, Musk and Ressi rented a huge 10-bedroom fraternity house that they lived in themselves, paying the rent by throwing parties and charging the student revelers an admission at the door. These parties were known to attract upwards of 1,000 people. In an interview with Vogue magazine, Ressi says that Musk treated the parties as a pure business venture, remembering, "There were some nights when I'd be like, 'Where's Elon?' And I'd go up to his room and pound on the door, and he's in there alone playing a video game. And I'm like, there are 500 people out there who need our attention. I'm not even sure that he was aware there was a party going on." After finishing his undergraduate degrees, Elon entered Stanford University to study for a PhD in applied physics and materials science, but only attended 2 days of classes before dropping out. Instead, he wanted to get to work and involve himself in the emerging online industries. He was drawn to the excitement of emerging technology as much as the financial possibilities. As he told Vogue, he was figuring out how to be part of building the Internet. That same year, he and his brother Kimball borrowed money from their father and founded the web software company Zip2. The company created online city directories and maps and marketed them to the newspaper industry. He was 24 years old when he started the company, and he dedicated himself fully to the company's operation, going as far as to live in the company's headquarters and taking his showers at a nearby YMCA. Eventually, Zip2 obtained contracts from the New York Times and the Chicago Tribune, but the company faltered, unable to deliver on its contracts and pay the bills. Musk had to search for outside investors. A group of venture capitalists agreed to invest $3.6 million, which meant Musk had to forfeit majority control on the company. But it all paid off in February of 1999 when a deal was brokered with Compaq Computer Corporation in which they bought Zip2 for $307 million in cash. It was among the largest cash deals for an internet business at the time, and Musk took away $22 million for his 7% share. That same year, Musk went on to use nearly half of that money to found X.com, an online payments company that would eventually become PayPal Inc. The company innovated a method of transferring money securely using only a recipient's email address. Only 1 year later, the company merged with Confinity Inc., which had its own electronic money transfer service called PayPal. The newly merged company was to focus on money transfers as its main service. Originally, the company was to go with the name X.com as their new title, but after consumer surveys indicated that they associated the name with pornographic connotations, in 2001 they decided to rename the company PayPal Inc. The company's rapid early expansion was in part due to an innovative viral marketing technique in which new PayPal customers were gained when they received funds through the payment service. One PayPal user would send money to a non-user, and that non-user would have to sign up for PayPal to receive the funds. They would then be a PayPal user who would hopefully turn around and send funds to other non-users, thereby gaining that many more clients for PayPal. The more customers that PayPal had, the faster this method worked. Due to this method, Musk said that PayPal had over 1 million customers by the end of its second year, without the company ever spending any money on advertising. In October of 2000, Musk was ousted from his role as CEO of PayPal over arguments with other members of the company's leadership, particularly his belief that the company should change their operating systems over to Microsoft Windows. He did, however, maintain his position as a board member and the company's largest shareholder, owning 11.7% of the company's shares. Meanwhile, in 2000, Elon married his first wife, Justine Musk, after they had been together on and off for 8 years. In 2002, they had their first child, Nevada Alexander. However, in October of 2002, the same week that PayPal was sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, the child died of sudden infant death syndrome at just 10 weeks old. The tragedy devastated Justine and Elon, but they decided to get pregnant again as soon as possible. In the next few years, they would have 5 children. Elon received $165 million in the eBay acquisition of PayPal, and he quickly took his newfound massive wealth onto a new project. In May of 2002, Musk founded Space Exploration Technologies, or SpaceX, with the goal of developing and manufacturing space launch vehicles and advancing rocket technology to make more affordable rockets. The seed of the project had been planted long ago, as Musk had long been convinced that the survival of the human species rested on its becoming multiplanetary, meaning settlement of another planet. He saw his space aspirations as his contribution to the survival of mankind, a philanthropic gesture. Musk says an asteroid or supervolcano could destroy us, and we face risks the dinosaurs never saw. An engineered virus, inadvertent creation of a micro black hole, catastrophic global warming, or some as yet unknown technology could spell the end of us. Humankind evolved over millions of years, but in the last 60 years, atomic weaponry created the potential to extinguish ourselves. Sooner or later, we must expand life beyond this green and blue ball or go extinct. During the year prior to the founding of SpaceX, Musk had been spending time with the Mars Society, a Los Angeles-based group of space enthusiasts committed to the exploration and colonization of Mars, as well as gathering great scientific minds for intellectual salons and debates about the feasibility of various space projects, such as sending mice up to Mars, where they would live, breed, and then return to Earth. Out of these salons also grew a project he called Mars Oasis that would attempt to plant a miniature greenhouse on Mars with food crops intact. The greenhouse would scoop up a bit of regolith, or Martian soil, and use that soil to grow plants and produce the first oxygen on the planet. He hoped to re-spark the interest in space exploration that had consumed the public in decades past and gain momentum for more productive exploration. In October of 2001, he traveled to Moscow with his old friend Adeo Ressi and Jim Cantrell, an aerospace supplies industry insider, in an attempt to obtain a refurbished intercontinental ballistics missile that he would then use for space launch. His plan was to send the greenhouse plants, or perhaps some mice, to Mars using the missile. Ressi had been trying to discourage Musk from pursuing his space travel dreams, sending him video after video of rockets exploding, and even holding interventions where other trusted friends would join Ressi in trying to talk Musk out of spending his fortune on space missions. But Musk would not be deterred. Ressi accompanied Musk and Cantrell to Russia, mostly in an effort to keep a handle on the proceedings. The trio met with various companies, but none of them were willing to sell the inexperienced Elon Musk and company the devices they sought. Cantrell later told Bloomberg News, "One of their chief designers spit on me and Elon because he thought we were full of shit." They returned to the States without success, but in February 2002, they returned to Moscow to try again, this time recruiting Mike Griffin to join them, an expert who had experience working in NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and at Orbital Sciences, a producer of satellites and spacecrafts. Musk also brought a suitcase full of cash, but at $8 million apiece, Musk wasn't pleased with the prices at which the Russian companies were offering their rockets. The group again left Russia empty-handed. However, on the flight home, Musk calculated that the materials for building a rocket only cost 3% of the sales price of a rocket. Based on this, he determined that he could start a company himself that would build the rockets he wanted, applying vertical integration and other business methods utilized in software industries. It was from this idea and the theory that he could eventually set up space launches for a fraction of the current expense that Musk founded SpaceX a few months later. Musk serves as Chief Executive Officer as well as Chief Technology Officer of Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, which is based in Hawthorne, California. In 2006, SpaceX won a contract to further develop and move into testing phases for 2 crafts that could potentially transport cargo to the International Space Station, the SpaceX Falcon 9 launch vehicle and the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft. After those developments and testing phases were seen through, according to the contract, in 2008, SpaceX signed another much larger contract with NASA worth $1.6 billion. This contracted SpaceX to send the Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon spacecraft on 12 delivery missions to the International Space Station after the U.S. Space Shuttle was taken out of commission in 2011. Also in 2008, SpaceX's Falcon 1 rocket was the first privately owned vehicle to enter a satellite into Earth's orbit, a monumental achievement for Elon Musk and his company. As one of Musk's goals with the Space Exploration Technologies Corporation was to make space travel more affordable and more accessible, an important milestone for the company was to figure out how to reuse rockets, a feat that no one before had managed to realize. It was a great moment on December 22, 2015, when the SpaceX Corporation successfully returned the first stage of the Falcon rocket to its launch pad, the first time something of its kind had ever been done. The company has since repeated the return of the first stage of the rocket several times. Space Exploration Technologies Corporation is now the largest private producer of rocket engines in the world, and Musk is pushing forward with his goal of colonizing Mars, making good on his promises. He is quoted in Ashley Vance's recent biography as saying he hopes to establish a fully functioning colony of 80,000 settlers on Mars by the year 2040. In a 2011 Wall Street Journal interview, he stated that he aims to send a team of astronauts to Mars within 10 to 20 years. In June 2016, Musk detailed plans to first send up an unmanned mission of SpaceX's Mars Colonial Transporter in 2022 and follow it in 2024 with the first manned MCT mission to Mars. Meanwhile, Musk is also initiating groundbreaking shifts in transportation here on Earth with Tesla's electric cars. Though the company considers Elon Musk as one of its co-founders due to his early pivotal role in the development, Musk's involvement with Tesla Inc. actually began in February 2004, 6 months after Tesla Motors had been incorporated and an initial prototype had been created by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Musk became the chairman of the board of directors and invested an initial $7.5 million of his personal funds into the project, becoming the controlling investor, though Eberhard remained the CEO. Tesla's goal as a company was to create electric vehicles that were affordable, accessible, and popular. In many ways, it jibed perfectly with Musk's goals in the SpaceX project, where the goal was to make futuristic technologies more widely available to the public for the good of the environment and the world. Tesla aimed to make a mainstream, affordable electric sedan, and they were originally inspired to do so when, in 2003, General Motors Company recalled and destroyed all of the EV1 electric cars that it had produced from 1996 through 1999. GM had decided that continuing to produce the electric cars would not be profitable enough and not only ended production, but also repossessed all of the cars on the road despite protesting drivers and an extensive wait list for future leasers. Tesla's strategy was to first make a premium electric sports car model aimed at wealthy, adventurous car buyers and then use the profits to make more affordable models. This trickle-down method would eventually allow the production of budget compacts and sedans to enter the mass market. In July of 2005, Tesla officially teamed up with Group Lotus to produce their first production models. In this arrangement, Lotus provided the gliders, near-complete vehicles that only lacked the powertrain, which Tesla would then install. In 2006, Musk led the Series B investment round of $13 million and also the Series C investment round of $40 million, at which time Google co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page joined the investment group. In May 2007, Tesla brought in another $45 million, bringing the total amount of private investments in the company to over $105 million. In 2006, the Roadster, Tesla's first car, was revealed to the public at a private, invite-only event at Barker Hangar at Santa Monica Airport. A year and a half later, the first production Tesla Roadster was delivered to Elon Musk. Though he had not been very involved in daily operations of the company, Musk had served as the product architect for the Roadster. According to Eberhard, Musk had headed up design elements of the vehicle from the styling to the power electronics module and was also the one who had persisted in having the body of the Roadster be made from carbon fiber reinforced polymer. The Roadster is a high-performance sports car, able to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds, and had a base price of $109,000 when it went into production in 2008. In 2009, a Roadster set the world record for farthest distance traveled by a production electric car on a single charge, when it traveled 311 miles through the Australian outback. During 2007 and 2008, Tesla Inc. experienced financial difficulties and had to lay off many of its employees. First, Michael Marks was brought in to replace Eberhard as CEO. Then, soon after, Zeev Drory replaced Marks. While Drory was temporarily able to slow the rate at which the company was losing money, it wasn't enough. In October of 2008, Musk took over as CEO, and the company found an additional $40 million of investment funding, narrowly avoiding bankruptcy. By 2009, Musk had contributed $70 million of Tesla's $187 million investment funding. In May of that year, the German company that produces Mercedes-Benz, Daimler AG, acquired a 10% stake in Tesla for $50 million. 2 months later, Tesla was approved for a $465 million loan from the United States Department of Energy as part of the Advanced Technology Vehicles Manufacturing Loan Program. This funding allowed for the engineering and initial production of the Model S, its second vehicle model. In August of that year, the Tesla company reported that it had earned an overall profit for the month of July, the company's first profitable month. Delivery of the Model S began in June of 2012, and the launch of the company's third product, the Model X, took place in 2015. The Tesla Model 3, the company's first attempt at a sub-$40,000 vehicle, was unveiled in March of 2016. As of January 2016, Elon Musk owns a 22% share in the Tesla company and only takes a $1 annual salary. In an official statement released on June 12, 2014, Musk declared that all of Tesla's patents are now open source, writing that in the spirit of the open source movement for the advancement of electric vehicle technology, Tesla will not initiate patent lawsuits against anyone who, in good faith, wants to use our technology. In the statement, he goes on to say, the unfortunate reality is electric car programs, or programs for any vehicle that doesn't burn hydrocarbons at the major manufacturers, are small to non-existent, constituting an average of far less than 1% of their total vehicle sales. Given that annual new vehicle production is approaching 100 million per year and the global fleet is approximately 2 billion cars, it is impossible for Tesla to build electric cars fast enough to address the carbon crisis. By the same token, it means the market is enormous. We believe that Tesla, other companies making electric cars, and the world would all benefit from a common, rapidly evolving technology platform. Solar City Corporation, a solar energy services company that employs over 15,000 people as of December 2016, was initially co-founded in 2006 by Elon Musk's cousins, Lyndon and Peter Rive. Musk provided the financial capital and initial concept after the idea came to him while driving to the Burning Man Festival in Black Rock City, Nevada in 2004. Musk also serves as the chairman of Solar City. The company is now headquartered in San Mateo, California, and operates in 18 states, along with Hawaii and the District of Columbia, providing solar leasing services, commercial and residential solar system installation, and also builds electric vehicle chargers. Solar City plans to open a solar panel production facility in Buffalo, New York that would be triple the size of the current largest solar panel production facility in the United States. In June of 2016, Tesla Inc. formally submitted an offer to acquire Solar City Corp. Musk says the goal of the acquisition is creating a seamlessly integrated Tesla battery and solar power product that looks beautiful. Musk has pursued various other business and technological ventures in recent years, including creating OpenAI, a nonprofit artificial intelligence research company whose mission is to build safe AGI, artificial general intelligence, and ensure AGI's benefits are as widely and evenly distributed as possible. OpenAI has launched from the idea that this new technology could be used to benefit humanity and could, on the other hand, potentially be used to the detriment of humanity if the technology was pursued by certain corporate interests. Musk and co-chair Sam Altman wanted to develop artificial intelligence technology breakthroughs first in order to make it available to the right people. As Musk told Backchannel.com, OpenAI will counteract large corporations who may gain too much power by owning superintelligence systems devoted to profits, as well as governments which may use AI to gain power and even oppress their citizenry. He went on to explain, I think the best defense against the misuse of AI is to empower as many people as possible to have AI. If everyone has AI powers, then there's not any one person or small set of individuals who can have AI superpower. In 2013, Musk became interested in solving problems of public transportation when he learned of the extremely high cost of a proposed high-speed rail system in California. The $68 billion price tag did not sit right with him, so he drew up an alternative system called the Hyperloop, which would be even faster, run on renewable energy, and was produced to cost only $6 billion. If it worked, a commuter could get from Los Angeles to San Francisco in just 35 minutes at a top speed of 760 miles an hour, which nears the speed of sound. The design Musk proposed relied on pneumatic, reduced pressure tubes to allow pressurized pods to ride along on an air cushion, powered by air compressors and induction motors. A team of scientists from both Tesla and SpaceX worked on the concept for 9 months to create the designs. While the system design is not complete, Musk has encouraged the further development of the transportation method by posting the plans in all of their detail on the blogs of SpaceX and Tesla, inviting anyone to expand upon them. In June 2015, he promoted a design competition for students to build a Hyperloop pod that could operate on a mile-long track built by SpaceX. While stuck in traffic in Los Angeles in December 2016, Musk tweeted, "I'm going to build a tunnel boring machine and just start digging." He soon did just that, very quickly founding a company called The Boring Company, specializing in tunneling and infrastructure building. In February 2017, a 30-foot wide testing trench was begun on the SpaceX campus. The company has begun testing a system that would attach cars to sleds, on which they would travel up to 125 miles per hour through tunnels. Musk proposes that the first tunnel outfitted with these sleds would run from Los Angeles International Airport to Culver City, Santa Monica, Westwood, and Sherman Oaks. These trips, which now take 30 to 40 minutes, would only last 5 minutes using the boring company's tunnels. Since becoming such an extraordinarily successful entrepreneur and celebrity figure, Musk has spoken openly about his politics. He described himself as half Democrat, half Republican. I'm somewhere in the middle, socially liberal and fiscally conservative. In an interview with the Washington Post, Musk claims that he has donated significantly to the Democratic candidates for public office, but he also gives largely to Republican candidates, arguing that in order to have your voice be heard in Washington, you have to make some little contribution. According to the Sunlight Foundation, a nonpartisan group that reports mostly on government spending, SpaceX has spent over $4 million on lobbying Congress since it was established in 2002 and doled out more than $800,000 in political contributions to candidates of both parties. In the same report, it stated that SpaceX's campaign to win political support has been systematic and sophisticated. Unlike most tech startups, SpaceX has maintained a significant lobbying presence in Washington almost since day one. While Musk has previously been a supporter of the political action committee called FWD.US, which advocates for immigration reform and was started by another celebrity entrepreneur, Mark Zuckerberg, Musk rescinded his support of the organization in May 2013 after FWD.US ran advertisements voicing support for causes including the Keystone XL pipeline. Musk said at the time, "We shouldn't give in to the politics. If we give in to that, we'll get the political system we deserve." However, Musk came under fire later that year for directly and indirectly contributing to candidates who deny climate change science and who advocate against environmental causes when he contributed to the National Republican Congressional Committees and to Republican Senator Marco Rubio. Despite speaking against Donald Trump as a presidential candidate during the campaigns, saying he doesn't seem to have the sort of character that reflects well on the United States, Musk was recruited in 2017 to be a part of President Donald Trump's presidential advisory committees for both the Strategic and Policy Forum and Manufacturing Jobs Initiative. However, after Donald Trump withdrew the United States from the Paris Agreement on climate change, Musk resigned from both posts in protest, posting a statement to Twitter, "Am departing presidential councils. Climate change is real. Leaving Paris is not good for America or the world." Elon Musk has 5 children with his first wife, Justine Musk, the woman he originally met as an undergraduate student at Queen's University. After the devastating loss of their first child, they chose to get pregnant again very quickly by visiting an in vitro fertility clinic. In an article she wrote for Marie Claire magazine, Justine Musk claims that it perhaps wasn't a measured decision, writing, "Elon made it clear that he did not want to talk about Nevada's death. I didn't understand this, just as he didn't understand why I grieved openly, which he regarded as emotionally manipulative. I buried my feelings instead, coping with Nevada's death by making my first visit to an IVF clinic less than 2 months later. The couple went on to give birth to a pair of twins and a set of triplets within 5 years. In 2008, after struggling to navigate the loss of a child, along with managing massive wealth and a life consumed by Elon's ventures, the couple filed for divorce, ending their 8-year marriage. They now share custody of their children, who Justine says are thriving. In Ashley Vance's 2015 biography, Elon says, "I'm a pretty good dad. I have the kids for slightly more than half the week and spend a fair bit of time with them. I also take them with me when I go out of town." Vance also talked to Tallulah Riley, Musk's second wife, whom he married first in 2010, divorced in 2012, remarried in 2013, then divorced again in 2016. Riley said of Musk's relationship with his children, "He is very loving. He is devoted to his children. He tries to come home early for family dinners with me and the kids, and maybe play some computer games with the boys. They will tell us about their day, and we'll put them to bed. On the weekends, we're traveling. The kids are good travelers. We try and do stuff just as a family when we can. We have the kids 4 days a week." Musk has started an alternative school for his children called Ad Astra, and they've been joined by children of employees at SpaceX. The school doesn't use a traditional grade-level structure nor traditional grading systems or curriculum, instead focusing on critical thinking and problem-solving. Though Elon Musk has become a family man, he remains most committed to his groundbreaking ventures. He is surely not done inventing, pushing the bounds of technology and reality. In his life's work, there is no end in sight. His dedication and determination were summed up perfectly when he stated recently, "I want to die on Mars, just not on impact."